You have played a major role in creating it. With every experience, you build your life, thought by thought, choice by choice. And beneath each of those thoughts and choices lies your deepest intention. That's why, before I make any decision, I ask myself this critical question. What is my real intention? Since reading that passage in The Seat of the Soul, I have seen time and time again how knowing the answer to that question can be your guiding force. The reverse is also true. When you do not examine your intention, you often end up with consequences that block your progress. Over the years, I've witnessed far too many couples who stayed married when they shouldn't have, simply because their intention was just that, to be married rather than to be fulfilled. And in the end, each of those couples had a relationship in which there was no regard for intimacy, growth, or building a strong life. If you are feeling stuck in your life and you want to move forward, start by examining your past motivations or intentions. Look closely. I've learned that my truest intentions are often hiding in the shadows. Ask yourself, how have my intentions produced the experiences I'm having now? And if I change my intentions, what different consequences will I create? As you make choices that honor who you are, you will get exactly what life intended for you, the chance to reach your greatest potential. I have always had a great relationship with money, even when I barely had any to relate to. I never feared not having it and never obsessed about what I had. Like most people, I can remember every salary I ever made. I suppose we remember because a salary helps define the value of our service and, unfortunately for some people, the value they place on themselves. I first realized I was not my salary when I was 15 and making 50 cents an hour babysitting Ms. Ashbury's rowdy kids and cleaning up after she pulled nearly every outfit from her closet every time she got dressed. Her bedroom always looked like the end of the day last call sale at Macy's with shoes and brightly colored necklaces and dresses everywhere. Just before flitting out the door without leaving any info as to where she was going or how she could be reached, she'd say, "Oh, by the way, dear, would you mind tidying things up a bit?" Well, yes, of course I did mind, and the first time I tidied up, I did such a great job I thought surely she'd pay me extra when she saw how I cleaned not only her room, but the kids' rooms too. She never did. So I moved on and found a job that would pay me more, a job where I thought my efforts would be appreciated. There was a 5 and dime not far from my father's store, and I got hired there for $1.50 an hour. My job was to keep things straight, stock shelves, fold socks. I wasn't allowed to work the cash register or speak to customers. I hated it. 2 hours in, I found myself counting the minutes to lunch, then counting the minutes to quitting time. Even at 15, I knew in my soul, this was no way to live or make money. I was bored beyond anything I've ever felt before or since. So after 3 days, I quit and went to work in my father's store for no salary. I didn't like working there either, but at least I could talk to people and not feel like my spirit was being drained by the hour. Still, I knew that no matter how much my father wanted it to be, that store would not be a part of my future life. By the time I was 17, I was working in radio, making $100 a week, and that's when I made my peace with money. I decided that no matter what job I ever did, I wanted that same feeling I got when I first started in radio. The feeling of, I love this so much, even if you didn't pay me, I'd show up every day, on time and happy to be here. I recognized then, at 17, what I now know for sure. If you can get paid for doing what you love, every paycheck is a bonus. Give yourself the bonus of a lifetime. Pursue your passion, discover what you love, then do it. I have never been a whitewater rafting, bungee jumping kind of girl. That is not how I define adventure. What I know for sure is this: the most important adventure of our lives doesn't have to involve climbing the highest peak or trekking around the world. The biggest thrill you can ever achieve is to live the life of your dreams. Maybe you're like so many women I've talked to over the years who've suspended their deepest desires in order to accommodate everything and everyone else. You ignore the nudge, that whisper, that often comes in the form of emptiness or restlessness, to finally get on with what you know you should be doing. I understand how easy it is to rationalize. Your mate and your children need you. The job that you admit makes you miserable demands so much of your time. But what happens when you work hard at something that is unfulfilling? It drains your spirit. It robs you of your life force. You end up depleted, depressed, and angry. You don't have to waste another day on that road. You can begin again. Starting over begins with looking inward. It means ridding yourself of distractions and paying attention to that inkling you've been ignoring. I've learned that the more stressful and chaotic things are on the outside, the calmer you need to get on the inside. It's the only way you can connect with where your spirit is leading you. Many years ago, as a young television reporter at WJZ in Baltimore, I was given what was considered a plum assignment. I was sent to Los Angeles to interview a few television stars. At first, I was thrilled. Here was a chance to prove myself a good interviewer, alone, without the help of my usual co-anchor, and to add some celebrity cachet to my career experience. But by the time I arrived in California,